Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Boy Howdy campaign for you. Our first round is Wheat Fields, followed up by our second map, which is going to be Fleming's Meadow. Before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description when you get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Our regiments for today, on the Confederate side, you have the 7th South Carolina, Stonewall Brigade, the Kentucky Outlaws, Holcomb's Legion, 7th Texas, Archers Brigade, Missouri State Guard, 14th Tennessee, and the 7th Georgia. Whereas on the Union side, you have the 65th Illinois and 14th Indiana, both a part of 5th Corps. You have Eagles Brigade, Midwest Brigade, 7th Kansas, 2nd United States Sharpshooters, 5th Kentucky, 3rd United States Horse Artillery in the Army of Northern Virginia. Server pop today. There we go. 320 roughly inbounds is 1 towards CSA side. Big difference there. But big numbers here. CSA has 20 on artillery. Union has 8. So that imbalance is roughly 7 infantry-wise in favor of Union. Anyways, frontline reporters today. For your Union side, you have Killer from the Army of Northern Virginia. And then CSA, you have Twista from the 7th Louisiana. So, with that all being said, round is starting. So they can't move out until the 43-minute mark. At that point, they can quick time until the 40-minute mark, which we just hit. So everyone is going to start moving out now to the first point of contention. Now, Conquest, usually each team is fighting over 3 flagpole points. You can see with B and C, A is a little further down this way. But whoever controls a majority of the flags will deal a ticket drain on their opponent. However, the rule set for the Boy Howdy campaigns stipulates that they must fight over 1 point until the 25-minute mark, at which that point all the other points are opened up for capture. So Union is defending the C point, and I think both sides can cap the point based on what I saw last week, and I find it interesting. So this map, Wheatfields, is Union can potentially maybe get quicker to B and A, but not the C. And Union chose to defend the C point, and so I'm kind of surprised that Union chose to defend this position first, especially when they can't get there first. You can see CSA guys are already starting to arrive here. You have the 5th Alabamians. That is a word. You got TKO moving up alongside with them. Union's pushing up through the core, and CSA kind of spreading out their defensive line here, where you got some CSA hoisted down on B, some kind of in the center field, and then some on C, which CSA has started that capture of that point. And so, unlike modes like Contention, where there's flagpoles being fought over, in this game mode, the longer your opponent has a flag advantage, the more tickets you're just going to lose. So, Union's going to have to move quick once CSA capture this point. We got 6 New York. They're starting to push up to the side. You see some CSA. I'm guessing that's TKO. They're pushing a little deep in the woods. The problem with CSA spreading out as much as they are is that Union can kind of defeat the CSA in detail if they want to. By that I mean just bully their way around the map. And they really need to bully their way. Again, CSA's got that first point now, and Union needs to decap that so that they stop losing tickets to it. Eagles Brigade started this process. They're pushing up a little closer to the point.
Yeah, boys, hold. Independent fire, shoot them down over here.
And Union, for now, just kind of setting up a line of their own. Here they go, breaking out in the center. I like this a lot. You got to play aggressive, and they're hitting the center of the CSA, where they normally could get pincered, but I think CSA set up pretty terribly to where they can't pincer the Union efficiently. And Union's also just going straight in there right now. CSA back off. As A and V, they know what's up, and they charge right in there. So they're going to be able to at least decap this point. CSA trying to do a little pincer maneuver here. Some CSA charging in, that being 7th Texas, but the 5th Corps guys there are going to hold that. I kind of don't understand the CSA game plan right now. I really don't. You got a whole Union team collapsing on the C point. You got some of the lay trying to shift around here. But Union on the point. They're going to get the decap right now. They're setting up with nice little defensive spots here. And they should hopefully get the flag up shortly. You could see CSA didn't even have the point for that long. But they are up by a fourth of a morale stage. And so for now, CSA kind of just sitting back. I kind of don't get the CSA plan. If you're CSA and you can cap that C point, you should be trying to contest that point right now. You shouldn't be having guys all the way over here at B and guys just sitting back here. How are they contributing to their team? They're getting maybe a kill or two per volley if they are volleying. But those guys are gonna are gonna respawn in within 5-10 seconds. So I think it's kind of unfortunate that CSA is spreading out so much when they're only fighting over 1 point. Union trying to charge. TKO out of a wood line here. Midwest Brigade. You see 2nd U.S. Sharps also charging on TKOs. Behind now, I guess right. Whatever you want to call it. And Union didn't send everyone in here. But TKO's at least going to be able to hold that. So, yeah, I just don't know why CSA is so spread out. If you can capture the C point, and even if you can't capture the C point for the rules, you want to push Union out here. You don't want Union to get the flag pulled. You have a nice little ticket lead because you had the flag, and then you didn't contest it whatsoever. It's like moving down to B, moving where those guys are at right now for CSA make total sense if it's 27 minutes on the clock. Because at 25 minutes is when the points open up. So it makes sense trying to set yourself up so you can capture the other 2 points. But right now, there's no need for you to be over there. You're just kind of letting Union have this point and slowly get that ticket lead back on you. It looks like TK is pulling back in the distance. They got hit pretty hard. They did not lose a flag, though. So, Union, though, holding on point. You got 6th New York and 20th Georgia. A little further behind, you got 5th Corps and Midwest Brigade. Looks like they're tag teaming this time with Eagles Brigade and 2nd U.S. Sharps holding down the Union left. Holding down Union right, you got the 7th Kansas, ANV. Looks like some twin banners and PA guys in the mix as well.
I love melee. I told my guys to get bayonets.
So.
Alright, gents, fix bayonets.
Fix bayonets.
And it doesn't come through, but Killer there, frontline reporter, he's saying fix bayonets.
Time for some hokey pokey.
I don't know if they're moving out. Probably not. There's no reason for Union to be making an aggressive motion from here. That's a crazy time. I flopped off him and he died. I'm sorry, Killer. Should not have switched POVs. Anyways, tickets overall are getting closer. Union's going to eventually take ahead in a minute or so. Probably 2-3 minutes, actually. So, CSA does not seem too intent on pushing the point. Now, the officers, they don't have a Steam chat in this event. And so they can't actively communicate. They got to send runners, or the officers have to run up to each other in voice chat. But A&V here is going to charge. An interesting decision. They're defending the point, but yet they're charging CSA.
Let them come to you.
I mean, they do definitely outnumber the CSA here, and that's probably what they were thinking. And so A&V is going to get a nice wipe there. Very nice wipe indeed. And they might continue. Looks like the 5th Alabama group is trying to turn. They're going to charge in. They're going in very trickled, though.
They're northeast of us.
Flag run.
Flag run, flag.
Sorry. We should be good.
No, flag, come back.
Yeah, CSA went in very trickled. Here comes the next little wave.
Come back.
And it looks like CSA is eventually going to overwhelm. AV pulling off the Union right here has, in a sense, exposed the rear a little bit. Stonewall Brigade looking to take advantage. I see 7th LA here as well. Both sides are basically even tickets, and they're actually going to go straight in there. So they're going to get a few wipes. Midwest Brigade trying to collapse in from the wood line. Union flag is down, but it looks like Union has held. You see a CSA flag in the corner a little bit. You do have a good few more CSA guys back here, but they didn't go in at the same time. And that's going to kind of allow Union here to at least get their flag and reform. 7th Texas looks like they're pushing in now. Yeah, they're going to charge in. Union's going to overwhelm here. They saw the Stonewall Brigade push there, and they're like, oh crap, they're behind us. And so with a little more reinforcements, they are going to be able to easily hold 7th Texas off. And what is that flag bearer doing for CSA? I don't know if he didn't realize how bad of a situation they were in, but he just ran his flag right into the Union line and they lost it. So both sides almost now engaged. 5.5 minutes until the remainder of the points open. And CSA is down a flag.
I know. Midwest to the rock.
Back to the rock.
On the east. All right.
Overall, a pretty good start here for Union. You're not getting to that point first, so they were able to take it back quickly, but I don't like how far CSA kind of spread out. I mean, they're still kind of sitting back and shooting from back here. It's like, great, you're getting kills, but how is this helping the overall battle for your team?
Yeah.
I mean, if you at least look from their view over there, it looks like Twist is running to his line here, but I mean, it's just hard. It's hard to shoot in this game, so they're just kind of letting Union have that point. But also they aren't, because they are trying to charge in the rear of the Union. It just seems disjointed. And now Union's actually starting to push down towards the B point here. I think a little early, but CSA has not really played aggressive enough on that C point to where if I were Union, I would be so worried about losing it. Maybe sending a group or two away wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. For Union anyways. Jeez, artillery's got this rocks home down. Union just trying to squeeze behind it. They got 2 flags right there. A little fascinating.
Yeah, this is a horrible position.
Looks like 7th LA is pushing up in the distance there.
Quit shooting at me, you dicks.
And here comes a move from CSA. TKO pushing in. That's probably why we see 7th LA pushing upward. Flags trying to get out. So much smoke. And Union mass charging from that B point. CSA temporarily winning on the rocks and on point. Union reinforcements collapsing in from the wood line. And Union goes down to engage. CSA trying to get that decap. It's going to be stopped. Zooming back on this side, we see down flags for CSA. And the Union side looks like they're going to win decisively here on this point. And it looks like one CSA flag is down right now. Could be picked up by one of those 2 remaining guys, but I highly doubt it. Not all of CSA went in, or rather, CSA didn't push their flags in, which honestly is probably the higher probability. I mean, TKO, they're holding back a little bit. You can kind of tell when there's a mass respawn wave, because there will be a slight lag. I know they worked on that a little, saying they were trying to help that out by preloading the weapons in. At least that's what they said in the last patch notes, but still noticeable there a little bit. But a little over 2 minutes until the A and B point open up. Union making a couple of moves here into the wood line just to at least secure their flank a little more. You got 5th Kentucky and their fellow friendly units with them. And this is about the point in the round where maybe a minute from now, but at this point you could start worrying about the A and the B point, which Union does have a skirmisher group kind of in the open here. And you have a couple CSA guys pushing down towards this A point. But Union's up by half a morale stage right now, which is definitely comebackable. for CSA. Union charging CSA. CSA also charging Union here. Trying to at least get this point under their control.
Get that flag. Get that down.
Use your body. Shoot that flag.
So they've started the decap. Union have pushed up to those rocks. They're just minding their own business. Midwest Brigade, meanwhile, they're trying to charge in here. Looking out in the wood line, it looks like CSA's won, and now they're counter-charging Union. Now Union's kind of getting picked apart. 1 minute until B and A open up. Union from the rocks, pushing up the hill. That's A and V charging in now. And CSA will get that decap, so they'll stop losing tickets at least momentarily. Union win on the point as reinforcements surging in from a lot of different areas. Meanwhile, on the wood line, CSA looks like they barely won. They've taken some rocks, TKO has, but it's nothing significant. I'm surprised the 6 New York here, they pushed up with the flag. I'm surprised they've gone to the C point, but granted, they saw the point decap and they're like, okay, we got to go in and help our friendlies. I'm guessing that's what they were thinking. So, looks like 6 New York's going to keep going here. Maybe they think CSA is weak. They're going to try to get flags.
Chase the flags down. Chase the flags down. Get them all.
You can hear Parker yelling that. 3 of those flags are trying to get out. It looks like CSA will probably get them out as the respawn waves. Look how many guys spawned in here in a short amount of time. I mean, these flags spawning in a guy every 5 seconds. 3 guys spawning in every 5 seconds. That's huge. So, A and B have opened up. Union reclaimed the C point. CSA are going to hold in the woods. Not a huge push there by Union. But here we go with the A and B point. A and V rushing down from C. Trying to get over here. Meanwhile, you got 7th LA over on B. They don't have a flag. And so they're just skirmishing with some Union. Also the Union artillery. So A and V starting to push down. They're being joined by some other groups as well. Eagles Brigade pushing down that way right now. Taking their spot a moment ago. You got Midwest Brigade on those rocks now. CSA kind of reforming up here, trying to hit this again. But A and V is about to collapse in.
Hello, bonk 'em. Boy, howdy. Just let me bonk 'em.
Boy, howdy, buddy.
Come on, kill these guys.
Boy, howdy. About to get a boy howdy bonking.
Keep moving, boys. Keep moving.
And they are going to get a nice couple of kills here.
I'm running out of stamina.
Back to the corn. Fall back. Oh my god.
Go back to the corn.
Get away from B. Get away from B. That's where Artie's going to hit.
Eagles
Get away from
Brigade's
B.
joining them a little bit. A and V capping that B point. Union's about to be up 2 flagpoles, which this has gone very well for Union. Usually Union get curb stomped on this map. Obviously, this is a different rule set than just starting out with all 3 points at the beginning of the round.
If we see B getting charged, we should probably move
But
there.
They're charging right now.
I would say C is definitely a CSA bias point. So CSA dropped to taking losses. Union's about to take B, and A and V is rushing that flag to A. They were hoping someone could finish that cap, and it looks like someone will run on it. Surely, there they go. They got it. CSA playing hesitant still. Who's bringing the flag up? It looks like Eagles Brigade. They are running that flag to that A point, so Union's going to try to cap all 3 points. CSA acting like they have all the time in the world right now, just sitting back, looking in the distance. So, question is, CSA is making a push for C point. Are they going to break through here? Are they going to get that B point? Surely these guys over here, C, Union pushing towards that A point. Why isn't Union capping? That flag for Union, they're just sitting here. Why are they not going for A? I guess there's 3 CSA guys there.
Can I go? Yeah, okay. Are we good to go? Yeah, go for it. All right, boys, push up, let's go.
The thing is, at this point, you have a chance to cap all 3 points and win, and that's another 10 seconds that CSA has a chance to charge in there, but still, CSA is playing very cautiously, being very hesitant. And the issue is, they're losing 2 flagpoles worth of tickets right now, and in about 15 seconds, they're about to lose 3 flagpoles worth of tickets. And so a shootout is great and all, but the problem is the flag ticket loss rate is going to be so much higher than any shootout kills that you do. So Union's about to cap A. And the question is CSA going to be able to stop the counterattack? Counterattack's 3 minutes, not a lot of time. Again, it takes like 20-30 seconds to decap / cap a point. So CSA, they have to fully neutralize and cap a point, or they have to neutralize 2 points to stop this counterattack. They really have 2.5 minutes since the start of the counterattack. And so CSA's got to move quick, and they got to act fast. Union just needs to, for dear life, to hold on to the points. And they can outright win. CSA still playing hesitant here. Where are they going to move? Looks like a lot of their guys are moving towards the C point. Remember, even though we're worried about the counterattack, Union is still dealing 3 flagpoles worth of damage on the CSA. So even if CSA makes it out of this, they're going to be probably down to breaking by the end of this, if not very close. CSA's still not charging. I don't know if they're waiting for the friendlies, but Union reinforcements is starting to push up the hill here. They 100% saw CSA shifting over here, and they're like, okay, we're going to reinforce our friendlies. So great play here from Midwest and the 5th Corps guys. 2 minutes left on the golden timer. CSA now trying to charge in. Union just needs to hold for 1.5 minutes. So, honestly, it looks like CSA is just full bombing this point. So they need to decap and raise their flag. Union reinforcements sweeping up behind CSA, who have briefly, for the moment, won on the point. A and V collapsing on the back end. CSA down to breaking. You can see Twista here trying to get that decap off. 1 minute left on the gold timer. The decap is stopped. No CSA are close to the other 2 points. Union have won on C. Oh my, this is the... Wow, I have not seen a team win all 3 points in a very long time. Honestly, good start here from CSA. They captured the point, but ever since then, they just did everything wrong. You sat back, you spread really far out, you let Union take the C point away from you, and just let them hold the point. You tried to charge in, but you didn't charge in with your whole team. And Union just held strong. Because Union was like, all we have to do is defend the C point, so we're going to keep our guys all around it. And CSA did not seem to understand that. And then once all 3 points opened up, CSA just played extremely cautious, acting like they had a lot of time in the world when you don't. Every second in Conquest, you're losing tickets if you're down flagpoles. So, yeah, that was, not great strategy there from CSA. This is not like contention and skirmish where you can kind of sit back. In Conquest, if you are down a flag, you need to move. But regardless, great win from Union. They basically did everything right. Props to them. Great strategy. We'll see how it changes on to a new drill camp map, Fleming Meadows. We'll see you all for that shortly. And here we are with round number 2. So we're almost at 340 now. The imbalance is 4 towards the Union side. Artillery-wise, CSA has 21 on it while Union has 11. So that infantry imbalance is 13 towards the Union side, which is huge. So this is just your normal skirmish round here. Same rules apply. They start moving at 43, and it can only be the quick time until the 40-minute mark. At that point, then everyone can start doing what we all know and love, which is sprinting and double quicking. So this is one of the new maps, and it's actually the first drill camp map that I saw played on the new drill camp rotation when they released that. And then this is an interesting map. Now you got Union artillery located there and over there as well. They're kind of close to the point. Not as close to CSA artillery, which is over here, kind of on the point. But it looks like Union's going to try to hit CSA left. And when I first looked at this map, Union attacked from that side, but I think it just makes more sense for Union to attack over here. They can't really go into the woods on our left, but I think it's the best area to push across the map. You got 7th LA, they pushed up, taking a shot, falling off because they're in a bad spot. Eagles Brigade trying to hold down the flank here against 5th Alabama. You can see a lot of the CSA kind of on the center right side of the map. As a defender, you got to spread out at the beginning of a round. You don't know where the attacking team is going to attack, so you got to have guys everywhere so there's no hole in your line and your opponent can't break through that. So CSA is going to have to respond quickly. You do have some Union kind of shifting over towards that center left side, though, at least from a Union perspective. But it looks like you got A and V. They're starting to run through down this road. Right to the right. It's out of bounds for them, but Killer's about to run to the 14th Tennessee and 7th LA. He's right on the edge of out of bounds. Killer just ran right next to him, and he pays the price for that. But his friendlies are going to see him, and they're going to crash. And they're going to sweep through that relatively quickly. CSA still not really moving anywhere else. They're just kind of letting the Union get on their flank and run right through them, which is a tad bit concerning because, again, the point of contention is right over here. So the CSA kind of just let the Union get around them. And again, you don't blame CSA for spreading out so much, but you can blame CSA again for not reacting to the Union attack. They're playing very cautious, similar to that of last round. And even if Union, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell who's down on tickets right now. It looks pretty even.
How's it going?
Good, gentlemen. Their artillery's big.
So, Union starting to push upward. You have CSA artillery. I don't necessarily know if they're on point or not. But, uh-oh, shiver me timbers. Artillery has been overrun, guys. Oh no, we're gonna give up. CSA's pushed through. They're taking Union artillery, but again, CSA, they're doing, I don't know. The question they got to be asking themselves is, how is this contributing to the larger battle at hand? And right now, the CSA has not answered that question. Or if they have answered that question, it's been a very poor answer from CSA tonight. Union spreading out, taking some shots, slowly going to start pushing forward, though. The only good thing about CSA staying where they're at is Union is not really in a great spot to deal a lot of tickets on the CSA. Because if they want to hold on that snake fence and flank the CSA, who are all over here in the field, they would have to go right in front of this artillery. But I don't know if this artillery is on point or not. And so it is hard to decide if it's a good idea or not. You might have some Union, though, harassing. Anyways. Tickets overall still even. CSA is starting to respond. The center of their line is pushing over. And it looks like they're not going to stop at the snake fence. They're going to kind of retreat back. You actually have some CSA infantry. Why are they charging this? Why are they charging this? 7th LA, why? They're definitely outnumbered. Their whole team's not with them. They're getting a couple good kills here, but you got more Union reinforcements sweeping through. Don't know the exact ticket ratio of this map, but we know attackers have more tickets than defenders. Was told that the maps were originally set ticket-wise to the same percentages as Dunker Church, which Dunker is extremely biased towards Union in tickets. And the devs made a change. It was like a blanket 15% increase to defender tickets on all the maps because defenders were getting curb stomped on day one of this. but made the maps a lot even so far anyways. But even with that, ticket increases defenders. You still got to play smart. You can't be charging in alone. Anyways, Union's pushed forward. They're kind of going on point right now. Union's not up by a whole lot of tickets, so an early cap would not be a terrible idea. It wouldn't be the end of the world, if anything. But Union starting to retreat, reform here. CSA trying to countercharge. And it looks like Union was able to hold. Union's gotten an edge on tickets. Looks like they're making slow movements towards the CSA Snake Fonts line here. And Union's just completely gotten around CSA, and CSA has to retreat because you can't have the enemy team behind you.
Flash them.
Especially don't want the enemy team between you and point.
No.
Go Rambo.
Take him up, boys. Right here. Enemy line, right in front of us.
So they're gonna get a nice couple of wipes there. Oh, congrats Union, you've retaken your already position. CSA's fallen off more than anything. So Union wiping the remnants there on that snake fence. CSA is down about a fourth of a stage. You could argue a third. This is what a start here for Union. We just seem to be wanting the same mistakes from CSA over and over again. And now a cap would not be as good of idea as it was earlier. Because you have the ticket lead. If you cap the point and CSA retakes it, which honestly I don't even know if CSA could retake it if Union capped. Just based on what we've seen tonight. But if Union did cap and CSA retook, then CSA would regain roughly, it's almost a half of morale stage in tickets right now.
Hey, we're losing quite a few here. Savage.
Shift it to the left.
Union is facing it.
So CSA just in. I'm surprised they're not trying to use the caissons. They're kind of holding in the open here when Union have that snake fence. Union seems fine with a contested shootout right now. Which is going to be good for... I mean, at this point, it's going to be good for Union. Generally, the shootouts are one-to-one trades, and the attackers have more tickets overall, so they would win a one-on-one in general. But also, Union's up by so many tickets, so they'll slowly bleed the CSA down. But the question is do they have the time? CSA do drop to engage. I mean, it's taken... It's really been 9 minutes of combat to get CSA down a whole morale stage, so it's definitely possible, but I don't know how likely it is for Union to charge, because Union would have to charge if they want to keep that pace of 9-minute morale stage drop. Because remember, we didn't really see fighting until that 40-minute mark, maybe even a little after. So Union is trying to push up a little more. They've taken at least CSA already out from this side. Ooh, Union looks like they're using the CSA artillery. Yeah. There we go. Turn the cannons around.
You lit up, but I didn't hear you. Oh, hell yeah.
And you do have some Union charging up here. They're getting some nice arty kills here. It's Eagles Brigade, Midwest, 5th Corps, and CSA outnumbered is going to try to charge them out.
Let's go.
Get some home.
You better not do it.
Don't chase, boys. Let's go.
And so they're going to get a nice couple of kills there. CSA sending some more guys up the center. Doesn't look like much, but when you zoom down, there's some elevation change here. CSA's trying to use it, kind of have his defensive line. They got the bread flag here.
Let's go, let's go.
One of the better flags in this game, I would say. So Union still doesn't seem like they want to cap, even though CSA is engaged. They have that ticket lead, so makes sense why they wouldn't bother with it. But they might have to question the pace that they're going in right now. Granted, I don't necessarily know the out of bounds. So for all we know, where I'm at right now, it could be out of bounds for Union. And that would make sense since Union has not tried to charge him out.
I'm gonna make a run for it, guys.
Texans, if you were on your knees, get up. Do not be on your knees.
You are based, Mr. Dixon. Such a based opinion. Crouching is cringe. You're gonna lose 3 times the amount of tickets when you're crouching compared to just standing up in the same line.
Smooth, let's go.
Unless you're in like full cover, crouching might be fine. But CSA just trying to run up, get some shots, and Union's just trying to drain them down. CSA has slowly been shifting around the entire round. They're trying to find the optimal places so that they can spread out to avoid ticket loss, but also still kind of stay in the fight. Obviously with the new maps, that's going to take time to figure out, but I mean, I'm surprised Union's not trying to maybe charge over on this side, because again, this is kind of a mini hill here, and so when you zoom down here, it's slight elevation which can conceal the body. I'm surprised Union's not trying to charge that way, but it's been about 2-ish minutes. Surely it's been longer than that since CSA has hit engaged. I don't remember the exact timestamp, but CSA kind of in the shootout is going down a little quicker than what I would have expected, let's just say. So Union do finally drop to engaged, but they're almost up by half a morale stage right now. Probably a third of a stage. You can see CSA, they're trying to retreat even more. They're pulling off these rocks and just trying to hide. They're trying to force a Union cap so they can regain some tickets. But I wonder how well of a cap that would go. And the other thing too is CSA is very spread out right now, and so I want to see Union push towards the north where the CSA group is holding. You can see 20th Georgia starting to do that right now. I don't mind if Union caps right now. Maybe they try to wait for CSA to go down to taking losses, but I really think Union can hold this point for 12 or so minutes.
Just focus on the ones in front of them.
I mean, if you look from the CSA point of contention, I don't know how deep in the woods they can go this way. Okay, they can kind of go in the woods this way. Nothing crazy, though. But if CSA wants to push point, they got to mostly move through the open here. I mean, they have some trees over here, so... I mean, CSA doesn't really have an angle at the point. And looks like you have some charging on point between 20th Georgia and Stonewall Brigade, which, regardless of who wins, this is good for Union, just bringing CSA down on tickets.
Here, boys. No bad guys.
They're weak, fuck them up, they're weak, fuck them up.
6 New York has now moved through. They might keep pushing. They're trying to get a flag. They have a chance of getting 2 CSA flags right here. CSA still have point, which must mean point extends all the way over here. A little surprised CSA is not letting Union cap here. And I feel like if I were CSA, I'd want Union to cap right now so I could have 12 minutes to retake that point. And, I mean, regain a whole lot of tickets. But CSA is still trying to hold the point. At least the people over here, which is TKO and 7th LA. You got some more Union shifting this way. That already shot. Went way into the woods over there.
Color guard, shoot the guys on the fence.
So Union just gauging in a shootout. Maybe they don't necessarily want to charge so they can farm these guys who have decided to put themselves a little further forward in the open, which wouldn't be a terrible idea. And you got 25 minutes as Union. Frankly, Union doesn't even need to early cap. But it really depends on what these guys do over here. If they kind of still sit up here, then Union could just keep farming them for another 20 or so minutes and get them down to breaking and probably win. Because Union is very much so together. CSA, very much not that. Look how spread out CSA is compared to Union.
Here, left face with me. We're gonna go over these rocks over here.
Left face, left face.
So TKO.
Left face, guys.
At least the third Kentucky portion looks to be shifting off there a little bit. So, I mean, that's the thing. You got, I mean, how many guys are on the CSA artillery here? I mean, they got 17 guys on one gun right now, or one battery.
There we go. Now we won't be.
So, CSA's pushed up to those rocks a little bit. Only one regiment is, though. But any second now, we're going to see CSA drop to taking losses. And then maybe they'll cap, or maybe they'll just continue the shootout. I mean, it looks like it's going to be roughly 8-9 minutes before... Looks like it's going to be about 8 or 9 minutes to knock them down, which is a very good pace. So, what will Union do? Either option is good. I mean, early capping is going to force CSA out. It's going to force both sides to lose a lot of tickets, which Union might want. They might want to speed this up. But also, you don't want to risk that ticket lead that you got here, which is 3/4 of a morale stage. And so you might be like, we got 20-some minutes left on the clock. We are perfectly fine shooting this down.
Alright, we're ready to fire, Taylor. Let's get the shot off.
Yeah, there's a flag.
So, Union retreat. Some retreating with the flag. It looks like they're trying to go around for a flank. Maybe get up on this corner. Or just take out these few CSA guys that are lingering over here. Just trying to get CSA down. But any second. I mean, there they go. So CSA go down to taking losses. Union, they're kind of pulling off these center rocks here. Maybe they're going to try to go for... Maybe Union's not on cap right here. Because they've only shifted a few guys this way, and they have started the cap point. 6 New York, they're on point right now. So it looks like they're going to cap the point right now. They waited till taking losses because if Union cap when CSA or the defending team isn't engaged, it's a 12-minute counterattack, whereas if the defenders are in taking losses, you only got to hold it for 7 minutes and then you can win. So it looks like that's Union plan. Again, where will the CSA try to go? And more importantly, are they going to do it as a team? Now, I don't necessarily like these guys pulling off if Union do cap, which we never said who it was. Midwest Brigade here. Union needs to kind of stay up as a team up here because we know CSA is gonna... They're gonna charge, hopefully, as a team. We'll see, though. Based on last round, I won't be surprised if we don't see that, though. Union stopped capping. Looks like they backed off a little bit, so maybe they won't cap. We don't know what's going through the heads of these people. We can only guess. We can also go into people's heads in game, literally. What is inside Parker? Parker, stop moving. Parker, stop moving. Parker, stop moving. You're being a great officer by running around trying to see what the heck is going on, but stop moving. Parker! Oh, can we? Inside the head of Parker there. Oh my goodness, he survived the artillery shot. Parker, stop moving! Alright, we're gonna look at this man. Inside of his head, there is nothing. So, anyways. Anyways. Union gonna charge the CSA holding on the artillery. Midwest Brigade, that's where they're going. And TKO did not see them charge on their side. Granted, they're defilated. None of these guys have shots, but they should outnumber the Union. Looks like a couple more Union guys moving up as well.
I got him.
Take that, officer. Come here, you fucker. Oh, I'm sorry.
So, both sides turning each other's flank, winning on each other. They're just going in circles like my camera. But CSA is going to hold that. Union also pushing up center. I guess they can go here. They've gotten a CSA flag. Good wipe there from A and V. The Union just kind of trying to finish this round. They've already got CSA down about a third of the way through taking losses. Some CSA are trying to contest, but it's nothing there. Maybe Union didn't know if this was out of bounds and they waited, but we got 20th Georgia. They moved up as well. Eagles Brigade, a couple of their guys are there. And CSA is kind of falling back on some straight fences. They're still holding on the artillery on the top right. A couple of Union guys charging into the barn to get some out of lines. Union just like finish this. You have a lot of CSA holding back. So, I mean, that's the thing. CSA is very spread out defensively. It makes sense why they are. They're just trying to spread out, avoid ticket losses. But Union kind of starting to figure out how far they can go, and they're starting to pick CSA apart since they're so spread out. I wouldn't be surprised if they charge that in a second or so, even if it is out of bounds. So, Union is about to drop into taking losses. CSA has mostly reformed, maybe got some reinforcements over here by their artillery.
What up? Dig in. The independent fire.
I was like, my goodness.
Dig in and independent.
Trees and bushes, that's so strong.
But overall, this drill camp map, I don't know. It's nice to see new maps and nice to see people fighting over new areas. I guess it'll kind of be with time if I like this map or not. I mean, CSA didn't put up that great of a defense to start, and I really wonder what this map would have been like if CSA actually plugged the hole over there. But you do have some CSA, some Texas. They're pushing over here right now, and they're kind of getting around Union a little easier now that Union's pushed a little further forward. Union's kind of retreated a little bit. That CSA flag is down there, and Union drops to taking losses. But I don't know. I think this is a neat little map. It's nice to see. Stonewall Brigade, they're pushing out. They're trying to take the artillery caissons as holding ground. 7th Texas looks like they're pushing up now. CSA starting to realize that they're getting close to breaking, and so they are going to try to retake this ground so they can hold the point. You can hear someone yelling to not push, but they charged up and they're getting a couple of artillery guys here. Union, some starting to realize, and they're turning around to engage 7th Texas guys that are here. CSA, about a fourth of a morale stage down to taking losses or breaking. Guys, actually they restart taking losses when they hit the bottom of it.
Did we kill them all?
So that's a nice little wipe there. I mean, Union might collapse on Stonewall Brigade. That could hit CSA very close to breaking, if not in it.
We gotta focus on it.
Surprised they're pushed out so far on their own. You have some Union charging. Again, the CSA artillery. 7th LA, they're going straight to the point. They're about to hit breaking any second. It's Midwest Brigade charging the artillery again, but they fail there. And you can see 7th LA holding on point as Union pushed off that center here to retake their guns. Stonewall Brigade pulling off the caissons that they were a second ago. I mean, if Union turns into 7th LA on point, they could wipe and hit them to breaking. But even if they don't win this initially, they still have a lot of time and they're ahead by a lot of tickets that they'll probably win this nonetheless. 7th LA is being charged out now by Parker in 20th Georgia. And so, Union collapsing in. They're going to wipe the 7th LA. CSA potentially getting behind the Union on the snake fence. Union do force CSA down to breaking. And now Union's going to try to move on to cap. They are capping right now. Yeah, we don't know where the boundaries are. This isn't like a lot of the other skirmish maps where we've had them for years. And at least myself, I've played them a lot to know where the boundaries are. But Union pushing up, they're probably just going to stay put. They're going to force the CSA to charge them. And CSA is very spread out right now. Looks like some CSA groups trying to make an effort from their main spawn. Holcomb Legion pushing up there alongside Stonewall. Points still going in the Union's favor.
They're charging in behind us. They're charging in behind us. They're coming east. They're coming east.
Going to the speed, boys.
They're coming east.
CSA pouring out of the woods. Unfortunately, their friendlies on either side are not moving in. Granted, Union's retaking the snake fence, at least to the west. CSA from the artillery are still not charging in. Why are these guys just sitting back? I guess CSA is retaking point, mostly because CSA started to win over here.
Make sure it's capturing.
To the fence, to the fence, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right.
So CSA counter pushing, trying to get the Union flags. A couple of Union guys are left up here, but it looks like CSA, although very spread out, were able to collapse on Union and take them out. As a Union flag. Yeah, I don't know how he was alive for so long, but it looks like Union's lost 2 flags. So, Union's got a lot of time. If they want to charge in again, they can. They can also continue in a shootout, like they've done the most of the match. I mean, they've knocked their opponents down a morale stage or so in a good amount of time. I think within 9 to 12 minutes. And they're within that range. They only got to shoot them down to last stand. They got to get them down half a morale stage, which they definitely have 5-6 minutes on the clock to spare there for that. And then they just got to get them into last stand, and then they can shoot them into submission. So Union plan is pretty straightforward. Either option works, but I'm guessing they're going to sit and shoot. One, because they have the flags down and you don't want to charge in and just get into a bad situation where CSA can outnumber you, because all those guys rushing in trying to get the flag charging in, if Union doesn't have those flags up, CSA will force those Union guys to respawn at main instead of spawning right on the battlefield, and that just can kind of cause chaos. But also, I think Union's going to sit and shoot, because I can hear Gamer through a frontline reporter saying they're going to do that. So Union, I'm guessing, is going to just sit and shoot it out. CSA, you just got to sit to the point. You've got to last into breaking for as long as you can. So you need to hold back in this defilade like you got 7th LA doing. They're falling back, reloading in this kind of defilade, popping up to take the shot, and then pulling back down. If CSA just does that and doesn't overextend too much, like these guys here, but they are 14 Tennessee. They are kind of sitting up trying to at least make sure Union and Randalls can't get the flag. So although that can hurt their tickets there, you can understand why CSA is there. Those flags have a 5-minute despawn timer on them. So once the flag bearer drops the flag, after 5 minutes, then it'll despawn and someone can respawn back in with that flag. Now, flag is down and someone picks it up, like a Rambo, for example, and then they die, that 5-minute timer restarts. So Rambos can be pretty bad for you. So that guy's lucky he did not pick up the flag. Also fortunate his team is up by so many tickets. So you got one Union group, they're starting to get over here as a team, but this one Union group, looks like A and B, they're trying to go out and get the flag. I'm guessing the flag bearer is going to get up and run or die as well. Looks like the rest of them are going to charge. 14th Tennessee out. 14th Tennessee just retreating to preserve tickets. Union does drop into breaking. So they're going to get the second flag. I wonder if they're going to sit on the snake fence or if they're going to try to charge it across. I mean, CSA's got a nice little defensive line. Oh my goodness, look at the blood there. But Union's got a nice snake fence that they can position themselves on, and they've got all the flags. So Union's got 8 minutes to do this.
Fire. Crouch reload.
Crouch reload.
Alright, boys. Next one's gonna be southwest, due southwest.
And Union looks to be taking up the majority, if not the whole snake fence line here. And the shooting will commence in a second.
Check. That takes 7. Double quick, forward march, retro shit.
I wonder when Union will decide to charge. Maybe they're going to wait for them to hit last stand. But if they don't hit last stand in a few minutes, I wonder when Union will decide to charge. Looks like Eagles Brigade and 6 New York, though, are going to do it right now, actually. CSA is also spreading out very long. So Union's going to try to turn it into their flank. Yeah, 5th New York, they took the first couple of shots, but here come in one of these. And Eagles Brigade.
Good. Get your ass down, rep. Sick of your shit.
7th LA trying to hold them off, but at this point Union just needs to kill CSA tickets. And it looks like they're going to win this charge over here. Bell trying to keep that flag alive. And he's outmaneuvering that one man very well. But Union gets a nice wipe there, and that basically brings CSA down to the last stand. So no worry at all here from Union's side. CSA, this is going to be tight. That was a sudden drop in tickets too. So Union's got 6 minutes. They've got plenty of time. They can sit and shoot this out again for the remainder of the round. You have some CSA guys crouching here, which as long as they're in cover, that's fine, which they can clearly see their opponent if they're crouching. Oh, never mind, they can't. They gotta rise. You know, that makes a little more sense. Looks like you have some more Union trickling over to the CSA left. Like, that'd be wild if they were just crouching, because again, 3 times tickets. At this point, it doesn't matter though. If they want to crouch, go right ahead. So if a CSA guy dies, he doesn't come back. Everyone who was dead respawned, which wasn't a whole lot because the whole CSA team was essentially still alive. So Union might just shoot this for another 3 or so minutes and then just charge in and finish this game off.
Then I'll try and flank around that.
I will say, looking at the frontline reporters, my timer is about 18 seconds off. So, for example, frontline reporters' time right now is 4:35. So, there's a little bit of a time difference there. Eagles Brigade is pushing up to some rocks, maybe to get some flank on CSA. Because, again, they're all holding behind this little hill here.
In the open, in the open. Northwest, northwest.
Eddie kills the kill. Eddie kills the kill.
Underway, east.
Light him up. Take cover. Light
They
him up.
coming, come in spawn. They coming, come in spawn.
You can see the last few main spawns for CSA trying to push up. Union inching their way closer. Again, they're going to just respawn their guys if they die. CSA can't. So that volley from CSA killed 2. Those guys are getting back in 5 or 10 seconds.
Why did we stop? It was about to be epic. Why did we stop?
And here they go. They're going to... Oh, they're getting closer. They're not going to charge yet. But some will. Some CSA counter-charging in. Union trying to turn the flank. Union starting to win the point. And it is pretty much over here for CSA. The bread flag trying to stay alive. CSA keeps the flag up. That'll be a win in and of itself. No, bread flag, bread flag. No! CSA do hold the woods, but not all of Union charged in there. Does not matter, though. Union looks like they've overtaken the artillery. And the last CSA trying to hold strong here in the little woods. Rest of Union going to charge and finish this off. And that is going to do it for this round. So, huge mistake from CSA at the beginning of the round, and they paid for it. They just left the left side kind of open. I mean, they had guys there, but Union basically pushed that with their whole team. And the rest of CSA was like, no, we're just going to sit over here and act like everything is okay. And Union eventually pushed up to here. CSA had to retreat because Union team was behind them. And from there, Union was just trying to find ways to whittle CSA down. So it was a very methodical win from Union. I mean, you got to play smart and great as a defender. And you got to be perfect a lot of these times, especially in these regimental events. But the thing is, as CSA, if you can keep Union out of that first defensive line, and you can hold that first defensive line, this map, I think, can be really, really great for CSA. But, again, you let them through. So, regardless, good 2 fights tonight. Very good 2 wins here from the Union side. But besides all that, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get an additional exclusive broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, X, Instagram, and TikTok. All those lovely links are in the description. But regardless, I appreciate you all being here, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. See you in the next one.